Oh, Bob, we're late. We were late today.
So no intro song this morning?
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. See, I got all fucked up, Bob. Here we
That's
go.
okay.
It's fine.
You're allowed.
All right, we're doing what's today? Monday. Is Monday my day or
Monday.
your
It
day?
doesn't well, we played mine Wednesday, so you can do yours.
Okay. Don't play. I'm gonna play
Gonna
mine.
make you want a donut
Ooh, yes,
and a burrito. You woke up this morning, got a notification. Boomer Bunker's going live. It's Bob and John. You said, I guess I'll watch this shit show. I've got to kill some time. Then you clicked on that link now. You've got boomers in your eyes. Yeah, we woke up this morning. Our glory days are gone. Don't take us serious, cause we're probably wrong, but we're doing a podcast, baby. This means we're going live. It's Monday morning and it's Boomer Bunker time. So say it now. Woke up this morning with some boomers in your life. Woke up this morning, gotta put some boomers in your life. Hey everybody, get ready for rent hikes and price spikes. It's time for flatulation and misinformation. Good morning everyone, and thank you for being here. I am Boomer Bob, and the man opening a pizza joint next to his local dispensary, John Jamingo.
How you doing there, Bob?
I timed that perfect.
Yes, you did. Hey, I tell you what, I love that opening song so much. It really does pump me up. I get there, I'm singing it now. Now I'm saying, I got boomers in my life.
Boomers in your eyes.
I'm telling you, man, I love that song. It's probably one of your best works ever. And you do some good stuff. So
I appreciate that. I haven't recorded the other one yet. So
you have another one?
Yeah, I did it for you last week in the before the show.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. So anyhow, how was your weekend? Shit's been going on. What are we into?
Questions, yeah. I'll go ahead and go through the headlines this morning, if that pleases the court.
It pleases me.
Okay. Headlines this morning on mainstream media: emergency evacuations in Mariupol. 5.5 million estimated have fled the Ukraine. To put that into perspective, their population in 2021 was just shy of 42 million. A secretive trip for congressional Democrats to the Ukraine. What the fuck is Jolie doing over there? I'm guessing it's money laundering season and time to refuel on adrenochrome. In other news, Kansas had some tornadoes and some encouraging news for COVID vax for our nation's youngest Americans. Soon they'll get the venom too. We should prepare for a summer surge, they say. And last thing here, sad news. We lost Naomi Judd.
We lost her, so she died. But it's
I just thought that they just couldn't find her.
Couldn't find her. She was wandering around Nashville somewhere.
So,
okay. I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit later, right?
I don't really have any other information. Now, I know that there was some kind of an award show last night, whatever, country music or something. And they were planning to honor her anyway, whether she would, but she didn't make it. She passed away the night before, and her daughters, I think, is Ashley and Naomi. No, yes. I'm sorry, Ashley and Winona.
Winona, yes.
I'm sorry, I'm not a big Judd's fan boy, I guess you'd say. So yeah, but they were there. From what I heard, there was not a dry eye in the room and whatnot. So.
Yeah, apparently. Well, again, I don't know enough to know enough, so I don't want to speculate. But I heard mental illness was the only way you usually die from mental illness is.
What about if you're on stage?
What do you mean about if you're on stage? She didn't die on stage, did she?
Comics die on stage all the time, don't they?
Not all the time. There's been a few that have dropped dead.
Oh, I don't mean like that one who got the vaccine and then she dropped dead.
Well, she didn't drop dead. She just
that's
fell
right.
over.
She just passed out.
Right. There has been guys who were sitting. This guy was sitting on a stool when he did a joke and he just slumped over, and everybody's laughing, and then they're like, he just sitting there slumped over, and the next thing you know, they go over there and he died. He died right there on stage. So I guess that's a good way to go. Poor Mama Judd.
Poor Mama Judd.
Yeah.
We used to call them the Jugs. I don't know.
Yeah, because she had some big fucking tits, all of them.
I just did that because it sounded like Judd and it was funny. I didn't.
Yeah, they had big jumblies. Her and the redheaded daughter.
Paid attention. They were always dressed like country for me. So let's see. Next story here. This one ought to be fun. A proposal to memorialize man killed by Kyle Rittenhouse tabled after meeting chaos. Now, what it was this that guy, what's his name? Anthony Huber.
Yes, he was the skateboard guy.
Yes, he was shot by Kyle Rittenhouse. A jury decided that was in self-defense, cleared of any charges there. But I guess his girlfriend wanted a memorial, like a tree planted with a plaque, and to honor him, not to honor Anthony Huber. Now, that's about all of the.
Wait a minute. Hang on a second. So you said the girl, so Anthony, just so I get this straight, Anthony Huber's girlfriend, his baby mama, wanted a tree with a plaque.
Yes, and somewhere in Kenosha.
Somewhere in Kenosha.
Park, yeah.
Okay.
To kind of honor his life or memorialize him, whatever. So
okay.
There was I guess like a little council meeting. In regards to this. Now, I clipped this down. Believe it or not, it's all interesting. So don't be afraid I found it interesting. You guys might not, but don't be afraid at the length when you look at the time.
I noticed one thing here. What do you notice here, Bob?
Folding tables.
No. Well, okay. Folding tables. They all white, Bob. They all white. And I think I have a take on this, but go ahead. Let's play it.
Well, maybe the black members are just late.
We'll find out because we'll find out.
Like stereotype there. Is that me or you? That's you.
That's me.
You got to send them sounds to your system speaker. All right, I'm going to go ahead and run this clip. This is, like I said, they're discussing guest number 3 on the list, which is the Anthony Huber Memorial.
Item 3, please.
Request from Hannah Giddings to place a memorial marker at a memorial tree in Anderson Park in memory of Anthony Huber.
Okay, before it opens up to a public hearing, I'd like to entertain a motion to move the table this item based on the fact that there's a lawsuit in process that is on record. I have a record of lawsuits.
I used to sit in one of these chairs. I was on the Parks Commission, and this is kind of a political trick what they're doing. If you notice, they all kind of knew what they were going to do before we started here, which means they were talking outside of the presence of the camera, of the public. It's not allowed. It's a public meeting violation. I think the city needs to send a strong message. What happened on August 25th was justified. You can say no to this. Don't play games. Deny this. This is a man who was a felon who held a knife to his sister's throat and his brother's throat, sliced his brother's neck, choked him, threatened to burn his family's house down, multiple felon, multiple violent criminal his whole life. He played a stupid game on August 25th, and unfortunately he lost his life. Him and his family deserve our prayers, but they do not deserve to be honored and memorialized in this city. So vote this down. Don't take the coward's way out and table it. Probably most of us here want you to vote it down.
Yeah.
Okay, so please, I know the tricks. I used to sit there. Don't do the tricks. Vote it down, which is what the people want. Thank you. So
what's going on here is the guy in the yellow shirt here. He's running things for this particular meeting. I don't know if that's his job or what, but he just moved right off the bat to table this particular proposal to allow the memorial thing to happen. Apparently they're being called out for discussing this outside of this particular meeting, which they're not supposed to do as a group.
Okay. So here's the thing. They're being sued by the family of this guy.
Yes.
So if they have a plaque, they're basically saying that they were guilty of something, kind of, sort of. So that would help the lawsuit case. So I'm with Mr. Camera Guy over here. If you're listening to this as an audio podcast, you won't understand it. But the guy that was speaking that said, we want this, don't table it, vote on it now. The people want this voted down. All right, I'm with this guy. And here's another thing. You know what it is? White people do not memorialize. We don't take and give credit to criminals. In other words, if you're committing a crime and you get killed, we're not going to give you a plaque. We're not going to say your life mattered. All right. It's a shame he got killed, but guess what, dude? You fuck around and you find out. And he fucked around and found out. You don't attack a guy with a AR-15 with a skateboard. It's stupidity at its highest level. So, and now the baby mama wants a tree with a plaque. Well, here's what you do. You plant a tree in your yard and you put a plaque there. We don't need it in the public park. We do not memorialize criminals.
Yeah, I drive over in my mom's neighborhood. There's one house that they have those yard signs like you would see a landscape business or a roofing business put in the yard to kind of advertise their business, but they have them for lost, loved ones. Apparently they've had we're addressing comments right now. Slur number one.
I just put it up.
White people to memorialize criminals.
I'm just saying, hey, I don't know how that's racist. Well, all I'm saying is we don't do that. We don't have Black Lives Matter, and we don't take and put a picture, a painting on the side of a building.
Yeah, we don't paint murals. Like right now, there's a guy who's on the run from Alabama here. He's a 6'9". I think Eric actually talks about him in his show this morning. It's been all over the news here because it's kind of a local thing. There's a 6'9" guy who was in jail for murder, and I don't know if she's a cop, like a deputy. She got him out to allegedly take him to some, like medical appointment, and they both disappeared. Now they weren't sure if maybe he had kidnapped her, whatever, but she, oddly enough, Thursday put in her retirement papers.
Oh, what about that?
They both have the same last name too, which is interesting, but they're not related and they're not married.
Okay.
So
and Eric says that the blacks memorialize criminals. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
So we're not gonna paint a mural of these two who I was just talking about on any kind of a brick wall downtown.
Right. And then so the thing is, even God took care of one of those memorials because a lightning struck on the side of a building where there was a big painting of George Floyd and completely destroyed the painting. The building was fine, but blew all the bricks off the side of the building. So God's not even a fan of this, to be quite honest with you.
I have to address a comment here. The cartoon said, "That's pretty racist, Eric. Why would you say such a thing?" Well, I'm going to answer for Eric.
It's a fucking podcast. Suck my dick.
That's probably what Eric would say to you. That's his voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what I wanted to point out in this, I'm sorry, go ahead. If you
I was just saying, I think this is the right thing. We don't take and make a memorial to a criminal. That's all.
I agree. Now, this pointed out not just, this video for me wasn't to point out that the local town folk was against it. This was to point out how your local town meetings, they're not, like I said, they're not supposed to group up and discuss all this stuff before they're here at this public, meeting. They're supposed to wait until they're here in this room and just hash it all out there, but they're not doing that. They've already decided, made up their minds, and agreed on what they were going to do before they even came into this room, and that's against the rules. And I think that happens on a lot of issues.
Sure it does. Yes, it does. Every little town
brings that to light.
Thanks for allowing me to speak again. I just wanted to point out to those of us watching on YouTube home, and we had 3 members of this board of 5 say we're going to table it. You know what that means, right? A quorum of this board met behind closed doors today. Am I lying?
You are not to miss.
I know you don't like it.
There are open records laws, sir, and what you said is false. If you have one-on-one conversations, not.
Did you talk about it or not? With others on this board?
I banged my gavel.
We talked.
Of course you did.
You can talk one-on-one. You cannot have a stand here walking quorum.
Are you going to allow me to speak or no?
Go ahead, but please stick to the law.
So the chairman and other members of this body, 3 of them, which is the majority, violated the law next. So I'm like,
You're construing the law.
I understand that you're taking the coward's way out, and you don't like that I'm calling you out, Eric.
That's right. Eric, huh?
Well, you just heard we want you to say no today.
Yeah, irony.
You want to hold it out here for a day that we're all worried about some other war, and then you're going to quietly pass it. We know how you guys work.
That's right.
How government works. You broke the law when you had a meeting behind closed doors or called,
Says for 5 minutes.
and now you don't want to hear it.
Now listen, he banged his pussy hammer.
And
And
3 of you said we're tabling it, and
hang on, stop that for a second. Hang on, stop it for just a second. He banged his pussy hammer twice, and they're not stopping. So now he's going to do. Now what they're going to do is they're going to take a recess, and they're going to go out and meet again to talk about the meeting that when they weren't allowed, which is against the law. They're going to do it again.
Oh, I think from what I remember when I was editing this, he does another bang of his gavel, but it's
Pussy
a
hammer.
It's a little more reserved, I guess you'd say. It's more like he was aware of how gay him sitting there whack whack whack. That
Stupid thing.
that
all
was.
5 of you are going to unanimously agree, which means you all 5 talked about this. You can't do that. That's a walking quorum. That's a quorum. You guys broke the law. I know you don't want to hear it. You want to slam the gavel like a lunatic.
That could be the name of this show.
Doesn't change what you did is wrong.
Pussy hammer.
And if you want to be a coward and kick it down the line, that's your prerogative. All 5 of you, none of you had an opponent. So you just do whichever you want because no one runs against you. Don't be a coward for once. Vote no on this crap. It's not going to affect the lawsuit. They said that the police department is responsible for what Kyle did, and the jury said Kyle didn't do anything wrong. That's on the that's on.
Now he's
we're
just being
talking about a
annoying.
victim.
Now he's even being a pussy about banging the pussy hammer. You gotta
Exactly.
bang that pussy hammer. Bang the hammer.
Playing political games. It's the least risk. Well, sometimes you got to take a risk to do the right thing, Eric. Sometimes you got to take a risk to do the right thing. And you're setting this up because you want to settle with the families, and that's messed up.
Can you stop here for a second?
Yeah. Go.
If you want to play more of it, we can. But here's the thing.
No. I made my point.
The people.
I need a gavel.
Well, now I want a pussy hammer. Now the people that are suing, I kind of agree that the police were at fault at this. If the police would have came in instead of sat back and let them riot and burn and pillage the city.
Not the police. It's whoever controls the police. That's who told them to stand down and to park where they were and not get involved.
You know something? I call bullshit on this, and I'll tell you why. Because every cop, when they go and they get hired, they put their hand up and they put their hand on a Bible and they say they are there to I'm having problems this morning talking, so I apologize. They put their hand on a Bible and they say, guess what? We will protect the people of this community and the Constitution of the United States.
Yes, they take an oath to protect.
They take an oath. Yeah, okay. So they take that oath, and then someone says, don't do it, and you just sit there and go, well, I was told not to do it, so I'm not to do it. And here's another thing. I said something racist. Again, about white people memorializing criminals and black people memorializing criminals. Over in Grand Rapids, Michigan, the home of Eric Zane, they had a guy, the resisting arrest, and who was it?
Black people.
So he's a resisting arrest. He gets a hold of the guy's taser, and the guy shoots him. The cop shoots him, kills him. Right now, all the black people were out there marching around, even though the guy resisted arrest and had a hold of the guy's taser. Facts don't mean nothing. He was a black man shot by a cop, and we're going to go out and we're going to burn. These are our streets. No, they're not. They're not your streets. They're the community streets. And here's another thing. I'm sick and tired of people protesting and resisting arrest. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, not protesting. Resisting arrest. And when the cops got to get forceful and they get hurt or killed. Hey, you resist arrest, your chances of getting killed are raised exponentially. And I'm tired of it. You resist arrest. I'm telling you right now, if you resist arrest, they should be able to take their gun out and shoot you right in the face. All right, I said it. Fuck it. I don't care. So go ahead. You okay over there? Did you fall asleep?
Well, while we're on the topic of Michigan, I have some interesting information from Michigan. This is about old Governor Shitmer.
You cannot vote more than twice in an election. Governor Whitmer has vetoed a bill that would inform absentee ballot applicants that they can't vote more than once. A bill was created by the Republican legislature in Michigan that would have put into place a notice on your absentee ballot that says you can only vote once, not twice. Well, for many, this is obvious, but this legislation would have actually put it in writing that
Black people
to vote more than once. Governor Whitmer vetoed this. She doesn't want it. It's not going to happen. You can go to the Detroit News to learn more about this. I wanted to bring you this to let you know what's going on here in Michigan and across the nation. Follow me on TikTok right over there.
Yeah. So
the thing that's fucked up about all of this is that this isn't a country if we don't have free and fair elections. And the fact that the last two, well, you know what? I'm going to go all the way back to when Bush Gore, when he had the hanging chads in Florida.
Yes.
Right. I'm even going to go back to that. I can't say that there's been a free and fair election. And for every person that is running elections or in charge of elections, the fact that they think that they can get away with this is bullshit. I mean, I don't know why we don't have, I would say, the National Guard come in and make sure that these things are free and fair or something like that. We've got to be able to take our elections and make sure that they are free and fair. If not, then we just have a, banana republic, as my buddy Deuce would say. Go ahead.
John's hot take.
I'm serious. I mean,
No,
come
you're
on.
good. I'm not hating. That's cool.
Okay.
I have nothing more to add. You've already said everything that I would say.
Gotcha.
Here's more interesting news out of Michigan while we're on Michigan.
New at noon, shocking video from a gas station in Belleville, Michigan. A woman goes on a tirade, smashing into two different cars, one of which had a 7-month-old infant in the back seat.
What was that about?
Shows the car stop. Another
Bitch gets a
woman
baseball
finally
bat
able
out
to
of her
get that
trunk.
child
Look.
to safety, but the attack continues with the driver getting a bat and smashing a windshield.
Did you see
The woman
that?
was eventually taken into custody.
She was eventually taken into custody.
Eventually.
Did she get shot?
No.
Hey, victory for the police department.
I bet you she didn't resist arrest either. They said, drop the bat, and she dropped the bat. Probably put her hands behind her back. Well, she was a woman. They probably just, just manhandled her anyhow.
Bam.
Not a big
bam,
deal.
Bam, 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 bam. Beat the hell out of that piece of shit Ford.
Wow.
Piece of shit Ford.
I don't understand. Like I said, I don't understand. I would love to know what happened. I mean, first of all, she can't drive. She's up on the curb. Look at this. Get out the way. She can't drive up the curb, crashed into another car.
Well, apparently those cars are notorious for piss poor turning radius.
Yeah, but I guess you would look like a. I guess you would look like a pussy.
Like, well, she's over here, right?
I don't know.
There's doors open on the car. Look.
Yeah,
but they all close. So there's others in the car.
Or inertia. When you take
That
off
person
real quick.
ran up to the car like after it hit and was. Is she trying to like give it a push?
I think she was pissed off at two people. I think she's pissed off the people in that car.
Christ.
And then she backed up, got a baseball bat out, and took care of the other one.
Man.
People were like, there's one guy over here. I'm sorry. Damn it. There's this one guy over there just drinking a soda, watching the whole thing go down.
Well, I mean, what do you do there? Do you get involved?
No. I'll tell you what I do. I get in my car and get the fuck out of there because if she's got a baseball bat, next thing you know, someone pulls out a gun, and then you know my luck. I'd get caught in the crossfire.
Well, you're also
John Domingo killed in a stray bullet.
Well, you're also like a witness, and you get subpoenaed to go to court and testify, and you got to miss work and all this bullshit. I've been there with that. You're right. Get in your car and leave.
Yeah, get out of there. Go watch it on the news.
Speaking of car names, I was trying to name that car. This guy cracked me up because I do the same thing, just not as good as him.
Ooh, it's a 95 HPV GTO. We got a 2021 Axe body spray. Check out this 96 Swisher Sweet 95 gas station dream catcher. That's a very nice 06 Ask Your Father. A 2020 better than you. I try not to get too close.
Tesla.
Dirtweed and Leonard Skinner Orange. 2005 comment section. It's the first year those came out. 2020, support the troops! Support the troops! Support the troops!
Oh, Jeeps.
Support the troops! But
FJ
also
Cruiser.
gay rights. 19 Zinfandel spritzer with organic paint. Heritage, not hate. Rarely see these in black. A 91 hell yeah, brother. You cannot park them within 200 feet of a school. Got a 2020 male feminist. They'll never get in the back seat of one of these.
Mini Cruiser. Support the troops. Yeah. That one made me giggle.
Yeah, that's I tell you what, now I'll be doing this now. I guarantee I'll be doing this. So
our next story involves a menthol ban. I'm going to bring up the article if you want to carry on with
the FDA they're banning menthol cigarettes now, and also flavored cigars. Now, first of all, menthol cigarettes. Who is the biggest user of menthol cigarettes?
You have the drop.
Black people.
Hey.
People
love menthol cigarettes. I mean, it's no secret that Newports are mostly bought by
black people.
All right. So now, for some reason, and with all the shit that's going on in the world, we've got COVID, we've got supply chain shit situations, we've got all this stuff going on. This is what they're going to do. They're going to ban menthol cigarettes. And I'm telling you what, this is a very, very bad move. For the simple fact is, it'll drive this underground. It'll make it more expensive. And number two, you think that if you take away their Newports, they're going to vote for you in November? It's almost like they're trying to lose the midterm elections by such a landslide. Like they're going to do it better than they're going to lose the midterms better than anybody's ever lost the midterms before. I mean, why? Menthol cigarettes have been a thing forever, in the history of ever.
Yes. So about 85%, give or take, of black smokers choose menthol, and about 25% or so of white smokers choose menthol. Now, they actually, when this came up, I was like, I thought they already did this back around towards the beginning of COVID. I remember this coming out, that they were trying to ban all the flavored Juul pods and all those other vape stuff, vape cartridges. And one of the things I remember them as, being a part of this, damn it, I can't talk this morning, was the menthol, the Cools and the Newports and the anything green on that particular rack. So I don't understand it. How are you going to leave? I mean, guess what? Regular cigarettes cause just as much cancer as menthols.
I don't get this. I mean, if you were going to take and try and ban cigarettes, all cigarettes now, there's no way you can do it. There's no way. People would kill. There would be rioting in the streets. White people would be out there rioting in the streets. I'm not saying it everybody. I'm not saying it all black people. So not a lot. 75%, 80% do.
Here's
Of
their
course they're-
argument. The FDA said eliminating menthol cigarettes could prevent between 300,000 and 650,000. That's a large fucking difference. Smoking deaths over the next 40 years.
What, do you think they're going to stop smoking because they all of a sudden they're not going to stop smoking them? They're not. And number two, menthol cigarettes are the hardest to quit. You know, a lot of and the reason I know this is because I have people in my family that were addicted to heroin, and they all love menthol cigarettes. Anybody with that used to do heroin or something like that, they love menthol cigarettes. They said there's nothing better than getting high and lighting up a menthol cigarette. I heard this. So I don't know, just saying that because of that, but why just take the menthol cigarettes? It's ridiculous. And there's no reason for this. If the menthol cigarettes I don't think they're any worse for people than the other ones. So if you're going to do them all, fine. You can't. There's no way you can. People will go nuts.
Well, here's the leading causes of death, as listed by the CDC. Number one is heart disease at 696,000, almost 700,000 people.
Right.
Cancer is number two, 602,000 and change. So now, and not all cancer is lung cancer from damn smoking or throat cancer, whatever.
Right.
You know, there's hundreds of types of cancer. COVID is number 3 right now, if you believe that fucking number.
Okay.
So, I mean, I saw a clip from Australia's Sky News the other day where their own premier come out and said, yeah, if you went to the hospital 3 weeks ago and for testing positive for COVID and you got treated and were released, and 3 weeks later you were riding your bicycle and broke your arm and went back to the emergency room for the broken arm, they were going to list you as a COVID patient.
Whatever. I'm so over this COVID thing.
I know. I'm just telling you. So this whole that's why I sit here and jeer at the number of deaths.
Right.
So
and then the other thing is, so I went down a rabbit hole this weekend, and this isn't part of the show, but I went down a rabbit hole, and I would love one day just to do a Boomer Bunker episode of all the nonsense that went on with COVID from the start all the way through. I would love to do that episode one day. I don't know. We'll see.
It'd be a very long episode because there's a lot of nonsense, but
yeah. But go ahead.
You could sum that up in one word or in just one phrase. Actually, I have to get to it because for some reason I can't find it on here. Son of a bitch. Where'd it go? There it is. Trying to bring up the article. Oh, I don't have an article. It's the Disinformation Governance Board.
This is scary. Number one, the fact that it's already there. They already have it. They snuck this in there. Number one. Number two, that crazy bitch that's running it. I mean, holy shit. I saw that this weekend. I was like, how is this a good decision? Number one. Number two, this bitch is running it. So who is the biggest purveyor of misinformation in the government? You tell me.
I would say nobody. I think just presenting this. Now, I'd like to give a little bit of kind of a lead up to this. Some are calling it the Ministry of Truth as part of the Declaration for the Future of the Internet, of which 60 countries have signed on to, 2 of which are not Russia and China. The Department of Homeland Security has created what's being dubbed as the Ministry of Truth, a name pulled from the Orwell book, 1984. With the actual title being the Disinformation Governance Board, or it's meant to crush the First Amendment using loose terminology in order to attack dissenting voices. Now, this is my take on it. They want J6 style rights to lock up anyone who speaks counter to their narratives, ultimately discounting any receipts you may provide in your presentation of dissension. So this could scare a lot of podcasters and other content creators out of the business.
Not us.
So
because we don't give a fuck.
They have put what I'm going to dub as a mental midget in charge of this shit. Somebody named Nina Jankowicz, whom Mayorkas claims is a renowned expert and eminently qualified in the field of disinformation. She's going to lead this new branch of our fine government. Now, Nina was quick to discount the Hunter Biden laptop as Russian disinformation during the election period of 2020. So based on that alone, she's perfect for the fucking job.
She wrong.
Well, I have a couple of songs she sang. Now, I think she has some talent. I really hate the Broadway style.
I do too. I know it's like, but she's good at it. I'll give her that. She's got it down pat.
All right, here's one clip.
Wandering is really quite ferocious. It's when a huckster takes some lies and makes them sound precocious by saying them in Congress or a mainstream outlet. So disinformation's origins are slightly less atrocious. It's how you hide a little lie, little lie. It's how you hide a little lie, little lie. It's how you hide a little lie, little lie. When Rudy Giuliani shared that intel from Ukraine, or when TikTok influencers say COVID can cause pain, they're laundering disinfo, and we really should take note and not support their lies with our wallet, voice, or vote.
I think they need to hire Boomer Bob to write their fucking songs for them. Now, here's another one to that. That was not all of them. And Julian.
That's how you hide a little lie. That's how you hide a little lie.
Yeah, that's how you had a little eye, let's see, MSI. Here's another one. Now, this is just a clip of it, but pay attention to.
I'm sorry, the chat's put their fingers. They're putting their fingers in their ears.
Here's another one. Don't worry, this one's not too long.
To be famous and powerful, Santa, if you're listening, please tell me what to do. Who do I fuck to be famous and powerful?
Who do I fuck to be famous and powerful?
I would think. What's the guy's name again?
What's one?
The guy who's the head of the Homeland Security. What's his name?
You mean Mayorkas?
Mayorkas. I think she fucked Mayorkas, and now all of a sudden she's got this job. I mean, if this doesn't scare the shit out of everybody, here's the problem, Bob. The internet got out of control. They thought this internet was going to be amazing, and then what happened was they had no control of it. Podcasting started, and people could go to social media and say things that they don't want people to say, and the government has to get this internet shit under control. They'll be coming after podcasts. You can be telling you things you can say and you can't say. The first thing they're going to say is, the children could hear. Meanwhile, the children could pick up their fucking phone. Most of them have these things by the time they're 10, and they can go right to Pornhub or, I don't know, 1,000 porn sites and sit there and watch porn, but they don't have a problem with that. But God forbid they listen to somebody that has a different opinion than them. You know what? If you have a different opinion from me, fine, bring it on. Let's talk about it. Let's debate it. Let's talk. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can convince me that my opinion's wrong. I don't know, but at least we can have a conversation about it. Not these people. Oh, no, we're going to make that's disinformation. All the shit that they said was disinformation that's coming out now that is proved to be right, that was disinformation last year. The fact that that's even going on, and the fact that they have this twat in the government making money, proving what's misinformation and disinformation is bullshit.
Well, here's a TikTok of a gentleman who has, I guess, a green screen with her, Nina Jankowicz, on it, and he's going to tell us a little bit about her.
Biden just announced the new Ministry of Truth, the Government Disinformation Board, run by this woman named Nina Jankowicz. You can see her nice Ukrainian flag there. Somebody who's been very concerned about disinformation, especially about the last election. The Department of Homeland Security is creating the new Disinformation Governance Board, going to be led as executive director by Nina Jankowicz, somebody who advised the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry. Not a big fan of the free speech versus censorship argument, saying that it is a false dichotomy and that we got to get rid of disinformation and, of course, conspiracy theories. But she might have peddled some disinformation herself. She peddled the lie put forward by 50 former national security officials that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation. And that's been confirmed by many people, including the New York Times. So who's really spreading disinformation here? The so-called conspiracy theorists or the Ministry of Truth?
Yeah.
They're not going to like that. The Ministry of Truth is from the book 1984.
Yes.
And so now we're saying it's the base. it's basically people are now using that. They don't want that. They do not want everybody calling it the Ministry of Truth. They want the Disinformation Governance Board.
Well, because it's bad optics. Here's another quick video on it.
So the DHS is launching the Disinformation Governance Board, but this is the most important part. Their main goal is to equip local communities to identify individuals who very well could be descending into violence by reason of ideologies of hate, false narratives, or other disinformation. So the government will decide what is disinformation, what are false narratives, and then they will train communities to report families, friends, or neighbors that could be descending into violence. Kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it?
I was just going to say the same thing. This is as fascist as it gets.
Repeating itself.
Yeah, this is as fascist as it gets.
He puts up a clip that says, in Nazi Germany, some citizens passed on information about their neighbors, family, and friends to the Gestapo.
Yeah. And you know who will be doing that? Democrats. Democrats will be doing this.
And probably my neighbors too, while they claim to like me. I think one of them took down their wind chimes because in an episode I said I'm not a fan of their wind chimes.
Well, there you go. Problem solved, Bob.
The thing is, we know who the people are that will actually do this. They're the same people who want you to get fired from your job for not getting vaccinated.
Democrats.
Well,
Democrats.
I mean, I think they all fit into that category, but you know.
Although, you know what? I shouldn't say that. I mean, Republicans would do the same thing. I just, you know what? Keep your mouth shut. Keep your head down. Let people live their lives, for fuck's sake, as long as they're not hurting people or doing, it's just ridiculous. And again, this is where podcasting people have stopped watching network news. More people are getting their news from podcasts, and network news doesn't, and the mainstream corporate media doesn't know what to do now. They are all like, they're shitting their pants.
Well, I think this is going to last about until the next election or the next presidential election, because this is going to be gone.
It should.
This shit's going to be gone, or they're going to bury it. They're going to bury it and use it for other things, more evil, whatever. So
the government has become so big that now there's no way of bringing it in. There's no way. I mean, just the Department of Education. If you go to the Department of Education building in Washington, D.C., it's huge. It's a huge building. And how many people are in there and how much money does that cost? And it's not even needed. You basically should just take and completely close that whole building, make it a homeless shelter, and then all that power goes back to the states. Let the states run their schools. There's no reason why we have to have a national board to run schools.
There should be basic guidelines in place by the feds, but just to keep the other ones, keep the smaller jurisdictions from getting out of line with being too crazy or too progressive.
Now, Kenny, the shit starter from over at Eric Zane's show, he says school kids don't need phones. That's Kenny's opinion. I say that sometimes it's good to have a kid to have a phone because they're like electric dog leashes. You can tell where they are and stuff like that. But see, here we go. We can debate this. Kenny and I can say.
You can also put one of those Apple Tile things on there, or Apple Tags, whatever the hell they call them, on their backpack or something. You
can do that too. Yeah. But it's become a phone has become such a social stigma that the kids that don't have a phone, it's like, oh my God, guess what? You know what? Billy don't have a phone. His parents are too poor to get him a phone.
Yeah.
Or he's too religious to get a phone.
That would be Kenny from South Park.
Yeah.
So palate cleanser. I've done this.
All right, so many paper towels to choose from. Wow. Okay, 6 rolls gets you 9. That's a interesting ratio. I guess that's a pretty good deal though. So, okay, 4 rolls gets you 6. So I guess we're doing math today. 4 rolls gets you 6. 2 rolls equals 4. So that makes sense. So 2 is 4. That's like 1 equals 2, but 4 is 8. I
Same
thought
thing.
4 was 6 a second ago. So 4 equals 6, 8 equals 8 equals 20 now. I guess we're just making up numbers. Okay. 8 is 20. All right, 4 is 6. So if 4 equals 6, 8 is 20, 8 is 12 now. Okay.
Yeah. Why don't just 1 be 1? Let's try that.
Why not just make small, medium, and large rolls?
Could do that too.
You know, small, medium, large, extra large, whatever. How about just make them all the same fucking size?
Hold on. Kenny just wrote a diatribe. I've got 3 kids. The oldest 2 are grown and didn't have phones until they got old enough to get jobs and pay for themselves. That's true. That is true. Yeah, that's not how it is anymore.
Now, my daughter graduated in 2014. I didn't get her a phone until I think she was in 11th grade, just because I didn't trust her with, actually 10th, I think. She just didn't exude responsibility, characteristics of being responsible enough to not lose her phone, break her phone, whatever. So, and she really didn't care. So I think it was Black Friday one day. There was a big Target sale, get the phone for free, whatever. And I got her an iPhone. So, that's when she got a phone.
My youngest was 10. No, she was 9. She was 9 years old, and I'd bought an iPhone, and I had a BlackBerry that I still had on my plan, and I was like, I'll just give it to her, and I gave it to her.
Yeah.
Well, what happened when the BlackBerry went, belly up? Of course, she needed a new phone. No, she doesn't. She doesn't need a new phone. Well, what do you mean I don't need a phone? I had a phone. She's had a phone. She's still on my plan. She's 20 years old. She's still on my plan.
Yeah. Well, isn't she in college though?
No, she's working now.
Well, then she can pay for her own phone.
I know she can pay for her own phone.
Yeah, I mean,
it.
You can keep her on your plan so you get the better deal for her, but she should give you whatever that.
Yes.
costs,
Yeah.
like
Try to
$40
get money out of a teenager. Try that.
She's not a teenager anymore. She's 20.
That's true. Yeah.
Right,
try to get money out of a 20.
Daddy,
Listen, I'm the problem. I say either I get the money or I shut it off. When I was a kid, the thing that used to get these things called teen lines, and they were $15 a month. And I had a teen line. And if I didn't pay my dad $15 when the phone bill came in, he would come and take the phone out of the room. So I gave him $15.
Well, you need to put your arthritis-ridden
foot,
congestive heart failure, bloated foot down.
Yes.
And just teach them how to be an adult. Teach them a little bit of responsibility there. This is, guess what? Daddy's on a fixed income as well. And hey, it's time to start to man up.
Yeah, I get it. So, but whatever. We do it again. What happens is I see the phone bill and I go to say something, and then it just slips out of my mind, and then it's the next month and the next month. It's been a year. She's going to be taking over that for a year now. It hasn't started yet. So, Dean said, this is good. When my son at 16, when he started driving, got a phone. That's a good idea to have a phone, in case something happens. Because there's no such things. Before, there used to be pay phones everywhere. So you could go get a pay, if you broke down something, you walk to a pay phone, and then you could call somebody. There's hard to find a pay phone nowadays.
Yeah, you'd have to go to Mel's Diner.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Ready?
Next story. Bird flu. U.S. egg factory roasts alive 5.3 million chickens in avian flu cull, then fires almost every worker. The laborers worked for a month disposing of birds killed in a gruesomely inhumane manner. Then they found they were disposable. So apparently they fired something like 200,000 people or something. I forget the number, but it was a ridiculous number. See, in 28 states, they've killed more than 22 million birds have been killed in an attempt to contain an outbreak. Sorry. They fired 200. Sorry, I was way off. 250 people were summarily thrown out of work with just a few dozen skeleton staff remaining. So what do you think of this?
Okay. So number one, if people right now are getting chickens are a new business. A lot of people are having their own chickens. You get like 4 or 5 chickens and they give you all the eggs you need. So, and they're better for you. So people are doing away with this. there was a story, and I don't know if it's true or not, but the head of the U.S. Agricultural Department, someone who Joe Biden had appointed, apparently was arrested over the weekend because there's ties to him and all these food plants that are being burned down. Planes are crashing into them and stuff like that. Now, that might be a conspiracy theory. I don't know. I tried to look it up. I can't find anything on the mainstream media, and it seems like it's all these QAnon things. So I know I just brought it up, but I don't know. I don't know if it's true, but it wouldn't shock me that it was true. For some reason, they feel the people that run the country, that run the world, these globalists, they have a feeling that if they try to starve us, that we'll comply. But there's a problem. See, we're not North Korea. We have guns. We're also not North Korea is because we wouldn't put up with that bullshit. For some reason, in North Korea, if a cow dies or you kill a cow for your family so your family can eat, and the government doesn't give you that, then they come in and they shoot the whole family. They kill everybody. And that's a way of letting people know that you don't do this. And then that's how they handle people in Korea. That wouldn't happen here. That they would try that one time and, there would be a throwdown. So I don't know. I mean, this bird flu thing, they're really ramping it up. They just said that there's already been a bird flu transfer from birds to humans.
Yeah, there was one in China.
Here we go. Here we go.
How come it's always China? So
always China.
Well, this could be the answers too. Now, this guy, I don't think he references the bird flu epidemic thing going on, but here we go.
Who really owns Beyond Meat and why? The top 3 owners of Beyond Meat are Bailey Gifford & Co. at 13%, Vanguard at 8%, BlackRock at 4%. But why does the investment cartel have such a large stake in Beyond Meat? Because after an opening surge and massive marketing campaign, fake meat stock is plummeting. Why? Because there simply isn't the demand. Some things defy propaganda, and our biological drive for meat is one of them. That won't stop the architects of the vegan agenda, though. They are committed to ending your meat consumption. So we'll create demand through artificial scarcity under the cover of sustainability and ESG tyranny. The meat tax will be the tool to enforce meat prohibition. The price will skyrocket and lab-grown vegetable sludge will be offered as the alternative. Beyond Meat is owned by the investment cartel, not because they believe in sustainability. They won't be giving up meat. That's just for us peasants. So you shall eat the sludge and you will be happy.
That's about right. That makes more sense than anything else. It really does. I mean, they said right now there is, God, I wish I would have known this because I would have looked it up. They're supposed to be making, they're going to put a tax on every chicken, every cow, every pig. And that's where this is where this is going to, yeah, they're going to start taxing every pig, every cow, every chicken.
Because they want you to eat cricket protein.
Yeah, that's what they want us to eat bugs.
Yeah, I didn't, I've known this particular, what this guy says in this particular clip. I've known this for years, and I stopped buying certain products that I actually look for it now before I actually put anything into my cart. But this kind of chimes in with the menthol thing. They want to cancel, menthols, but they want to allow this shit to continue.
Hey, what's going on, TikTok? So I figure I'd go ahead and make a video here. Everybody likes finding out what's in the things that they have, right? So trisodium phosphate.
I have a box of this in my garage right here.
Use TSP before painting. How about that? It cleans surfaces and prepares for painting. Some pretty nasty stuff. You want to make sure you use gloves and stuff like that when you're handling it. So there's that. Please hold. So then I thought to myself, where have I seen that before? General Mills, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Man, everybody loves Cinnamon Toast Crunch, don't they? I know I sure do. Well, I was looking on the side of the label, and look at this. I was looking, and it says, contains bioengineered food ingredients. As if that's not bad enough. Look at this. Trisodium phosphate. You don't say. Wake up, America.
So, yeah.
So here it is. Trending headlines, taxing cows and eating bugs. Another day of troubling and worrisome headlines that I think is worth checking out. I hate to deliver bad news, but this is a growing trend among celebrities, politicians, and media. The global elite are pushing ranchers off the land and beef off the dinner table. They can achieve this through social media, propaganda campaigns, sin tax, increased regulations, and providing their own solutions for monetary gain and public control. Enter fake meat and cricket proteins. There you go. Nothing like a medium-welled cricket protein.
Yeah, and to answer the video we just saw, now there's other brands like Multi-Meal and other brands of those primarily come in bags, not boxes, of that same, like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They have their own version of it, and most of those that I've found do not have trisodium phosphate in it, TSP in it. So if you still want to eat like the brand, the boxed brand, the General Mills or Post or whatever brand has it, look at the Multi-Meal stuff or the bagged stuff of the imitation. They taste just as good, so they may not have that stuff in it anyway.
So I'm going to go back to the story again. It says it's a blank check for socialism. Could cattle be taxed at $2,600 a head? A 2,500-page, $3.5 trillion bill is currently being considered by Congress, and most of us are scrambling to figure out what exactly is in this package and how it impact our families, businesses, and nation. This bill will change every American's way of life. It is filled with radical policy changes that will raise the cost on all goods, put federal government in charge of educating your kids, priority climate policy over national security, breach every American privacy, and saddle the future generations with debt. In an attempt to eliminate fossil fuels, this legislation will impose a fee on all methane emissions, including our agricultural industry. We know that is a fee and a tax, and consumers would be the ones that pay it. The estimated cost is $650 per dairy cow, $2,600 per head of cattle, and $500 on each swine. So if dairy cow, because you're not eating it for meat, it's just eggs and butter and all, that's $6,500 on a dairy cow, $2,600 on a head of cattle, and $500 on every pig. So there you go.
Are they going to tax gavels too?
Because that it's a methane tax. So that's how they're going to get around this. They're going to say it's because cows fart and burp, and that's methane, and methane's bad for the climate.
Well, then they needed to impose a tax on Taco Bell,
especially around my house. Hi-yo! So, all right, where are we at now?
I've got another one here. Just a second. I'll bring it up. Just waiting for you to finish. This is more than you ever did for your ex-wife. Hi-yo!
Hi-yo!
A New York teacher, this is in Rochester. New York teacher under investigation for a cotton picking lesson. The teacher is put on leave after allegedly telling class of mostly... No, Rochester, New York, dummy.
Where's cotton picking done?
Oh, okay. Teacher put on leave after allegedly telling class of mostly black students to pick seeds out of cotton during lessons on slavery.
What's wrong with that?
What do you mean? That's okay.
What's wrong with that? You think it's racism?
Yes, I do. This student here said, it made me feel bad to be a black person. One School of the Arts student, Jameer O'Neill, told reporter. He made a mockery out of slavery. The mother, Precious Tross,
Precious.
What color do you think they were?
Black people.
Also known as Precious Morris. I don't have a problem with you teaching our kids about slavery and what our ancestors went through and how they had to pick cotton. Our teachers back in the day told us that, but they don't bring in cotton and make you pick cotton seeds out of cotton.
Quick question, because I don't know this. You live near a cotton field, don't you?
Yeah. Last year they changed it to corn. It was weird. The first 11 years was cotton.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When they harvest it, do people just go out there and pick it now, or was it done by a machine?
No, it's all machine, but the first couple of years I did notice the access to the field is right across from me. So it's basically just a dirt road, and they drive way up in there, and that's where they gather in the mornings to jump in there, whatever, and go do their work. And I noticed this one chick was always dropping off. I don't know if it was her husband or boyfriend, but it was a black guy. And I'm like, boy, 400 years, you're still picking cotton. What's up with that? You know?
Well, maybe he's driving the
I know
vehicle,
that he was working, but
yeah. But what I'm saying, so if they're making a big deal about this, they don't even pick cotton anymore by hand. They use a machine, so you can't. They don't even have people picking seeds out of cotton anymore. It's not even done anymore.
I believe it was Eli Whitney who invented the cotton gin.
Was he? I think he was a black man, wasn't he?
I
don't remember. Hang on, I'll do it. You
I got it right here.
Yeah, Eli Whitney, or no? Was it the?
Nope.
He's a white guy.
Yeah. So there he is.
Okay. Sorry.
Widely known for.
I'm thinking of George Washington. I'm thinking of George Washington Carver.
Yeah.
Who did something with a peanut?
No,
I forget.
That was a peanut guy. He made a record needle out of a peanut. Some people say that he invented peanut butter, which he did not. So
see, there we go. Over opinionated, underinformed. We're living up to our tagline.
You just tell them that
it's a fucking podcast. Suck my dick.
Yep. Why we can still do it. Boy, I'll tell you what, man. They all jumped on me in the chat. Hey, he's white. All right, calm the fuck down. I'm not saying that I know everything.
Well, I mean, were you taught that crap in elementary school, like third grade?
It was 45 years ago when I was in high school. I don't remember. Jesus Christ, it's over half.
Yeah, when you went, was grades K through 12 all in?
No, they were not all in the same. Shut up. No, they weren't all in the same thing. I'm only 10 years older than you.
9.5, but yeah.
Oh my goodness, 9.5.
Hey, man,
all right,
that half can make a difference.
Can it?
Event something.
God damn it, I'm sick of picking this shit.
Yeah, so then Eric would make cotton gin and say, here.
There you go. Eat that.
That's right. My school had dirt floors. I don't think so. All right. Any more Eric drops you want to do?
Shut your fucking fat mouth.
Knock it off, fucker. What do you want to go into next, bud?
Let's get into the crowd or gender debate. You know me.
All right. Well, this involves video.
All right. I'm not afraid. I ain't afraid of video, Bob.
So I'm not sure when this is done, if this was his most recent one from like 2-3 weeks ago, or if this is just an older one, but I liked it as far as trigger John. That's what I look for, things that are going to piss John off.
Madison, I'm co-president of Spectrum, the LGBT organization on campus.
Great.
Love to talk to you about this.
Great. Thank you, Madison.
So, my
name's Steven.
Let me know when you want to pause.
I appreciate it. You sitting down. And what is it that you disagree with?
So I think you happen to be, you're confused on the idea of gender versus sex.
I'm confused. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So when we say there are only two genders, we often confuse the idea of gender and sex.
Sure.
Sex is a generalization of XY chromosomes. So we assume that, or, XY, XX, combination of chromosomes. So we assume.
I've got one thing to say, and I probably would have ended this right here. Okay, where did you buy that sweater? That jacket?
I would say she bought it in the men's department.
Oh, that's a women's sweater.
Well, you don't know that.
I can tell by the cut. I can tell by the cut of it.
Oh, can you? The cut of her jib? You can tell that?
Well, okay, my wife likes to wear, women's light sweaters like that. Looks like a little jacket,
What's the difference between a woman's sweater and a men's sweater?
Men's sweater, you pull it over like a shirt.
So you're telling me that there's no button-down men's sweaters like this? I think you're going.
All those jackets.
I think you're circling the drain here. I think you're wrong here. But go ahead, keep digging. Listen.
Okay. Sorry, I'm excluding gay men. My bad.
No, any man can have. Oh, hold on, buttons.
Exactly.
There we go. Buttons make it the difference. So men's are on the one side and women's are on the other side.
Yeah,
and
women's
you need
have
to know.
buttons, men's have zippers.
Don't.
Just fucking with you, John. Shut up.
All righty.
Male and female comes from your chromosomes, right? But that's really just the idea that there's only two possibilities of sex, right? So even within sex itself, you know, you can be born intersex, which
Okay.
means that you're born with sexual characteristics of both what we would consider male and female. And then you have gender, and gender is more about a mental state based off of societal.
Oh, it's mental, all right.
In our Western society, we often discuss gender as being binary, meaning that there's two options.
Sure.
So boy, girl, man, woman. However, in other
She loves to point out, or sorry, they love to point out that in Western society, what does it matter? Is this only in like, you know, North America now or something? Is it not in Europe at all? Or I don't know.
Here's what happened. Here's what's going on, especially with this broad right here. My turn. With this broad right here is, look at her. She's not a very attractive woman. And so, in other words, what she decided to do was go all in the other way. She kind of would make an attractive man. That's why she has the short haircut. That's why she's wearing manly clothes, even though Bob says it's a woman's sweater, whatever. And this is why she's coming up with this bullshit, because she wasn't really accepted as a woman. So the fact that she really wasn't accepted as a woman, now just and it's all about me. I need to be noticed. I want to be noticed. And how do I become noticed? Is to go completely on the other side of any kind of normality that we've had for all this time. And now we're going to take this nonsense that we have right here, and we're going to try to make this normal. And the normal people are like, nope, 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 nope. No, we're not doing it. All right. Now, I don't care if she wants to live her life like this. She wants to wear her crew cut haircut and dress in her frumpy clothes and walk around campus and spout her transgender, binary, non-binary bullshit. I don't really care. What I don't want her to do is to take this nonsense and start teaching it to young children that are impressionable. She made this decision on her own. She decided that, you know, that she's going to be non-binary, which means nothing. She's nothing. All right. You can tell by her voice and everything. She's got lady bits. She's got boobs and
she has
a JJ.
They haven't disclosed what they identify as.
I don't care what she identifies. She's a woman. You can look at her and see that she's a woman. This isn't rocket science. All right. You can shave her head and you can put her in frumpy clothes and you can dress her like a guy and all. But as soon as she opens her mouth, she has feminine features on her face.
Those are all, you know, acts in an effort to degenderize themselves visually.
Yeah.
Which I think is a long way to go to, you know, make a point. But okay, here, let's get back to it real quick.
societies, non-Western societies, there are more than two options.
Okay, can I ask you a couple
Yeah.
questions there to unpack? Appreciate you taking the time, by the way. So what was your name?
Madison.
Madison. Let's go to the
course it
sex
is.
concept before gender, I think, because the idea of gender being different from sex is predicated on the idea that sex is binary. That's where you mentioned that term, gender binary. So you mentioned intersex. Okay, I'm aware of intersex. Now, of course, intersex doesn't necessarily mean that someone is completely between sexes. Usually they have very identifiable characteristics, like a very large clitoris or micro penis. In that case, it also affects 0.08. People think this is funny. It's just true. Less than 0.08% of population Earth, but they still exist. Let me ask you this. In human anatomy class, how many fingers are you taught human beings have?
We're told typically that people have 10. However, there are people born with 11
But you're
fingers.
taught 10, right?
Yeah.
So we don't teach people there are people born with 11 fingers. There are people born with 12 fingers.
Yeah, but we don't completely dismiss that those people exist just because that they're uncommon, do we?
We teach that human beings have 10 fingers.
Mm-hmm.
I would wager that everyone here has been taught, yeah, human beings have 10 fingers. Of course, there are anomalies. That's the same way that we treat intersex or these, as you said, you mentioned chromosomes, genetic abnormalities that are a very extreme case. So I think what we need to do is remove this extreme case with sex, just as we would with how many fingers, toes, how many kidneys you have, how many feet you have. There's something that's typical, there's something that's atypical.
Nipples.
Then you go to gender.
Tits, not nipples. Oh, we have nipples.
Different from gender, and gender is not non.
Well, like, doesn't Jody B have 3 nipples?
Yeah, he has 3 nipples, but he still
Okay,
has
then,
nipples.
But do we teach people not to be exclusive of the 3 nipple people?
No, we just say
No, we just say, well, I mean, I don't remember being taught in biology
bro.
or anything of that.
Yo, bro, how come you got an extra nipple? That's what you say.
Right.
Yo, dude, that's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it get hard like the other 2?
Right.
When you get
Well, how
cold?
come you got 3 nipples, dude? Well, what happened?
Yeah,
We go.
where's your 3rd one at? Is it on your back?
Yeah. So again, and Kenny you know what? I understand. I understand now why Eric hates him. Identify as an alien from another solar system, fine, but don't try to push that into impressionable children, right? Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Is that hard, Kenny? Fucking moron.
Well, I don't. Why does it need to be taught?
Let the kids figure it out.
I'm not saying it needs to be suppressed and put down and whatever, ridiculed. But I don't think it needs to be an entire 2 weeks of a class where it is forced upon
at a young age.
Exactly.
These kids don't. Again, they're too
agreeing with you, dumbass.
Oh, well, then you're okay.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't understand your text or your chat, whatever that thing. All right, so back to Madison. Of course, it's a non-binary. I wonder if her real name, like her parents' given name,
I
was
wonder
Madison.
if her last name is County. I
Okay.
live in Madison County, Alabama, but I'm aware that there's probably a Madison County in every state in the union.
Binary. So I would allow you to kind of unpack that for me.
Yeah, so in Western society, at least, so in our country, in our society, we tend to think of gender to be on this binary spectrum. Not even really a spectrum, just a binary. So you have man, woman, and that's it. Those are the only 2 options. However, gender really is more of a spectrum. So it's non-binary. There are not just 2 options.
Okay.
You have man, woman, and then everything that doesn't fit into just man and woman is considered non-binary. That's an umbrella term, and that includes a lot of different categorizations.
So how many genders are there?
You can't put a number on the number of
Oh, for fuck's sake.
different words to classify
It's
themselves.
infinite.
I would disagree. I'm not. That's where it changed my mind. I'm not convinced that anyone can just use any classification for themselves for their gender, and certainly not that then we have to compel society to address them this way. Right. I'm sure you can understand that the compelling of language is an issue.
So what gender do you think you are?
Well, I'm a male.
Okay, well, I think you're a woman.
No, legally I'm a male.
Oh,
it says on my driver's license that I'm a male.
Okay, so that's your sex.
No, it's
is this where he should like whip out his dick?
On my carrier certificate that I'm a male. And there's some legal documentation say gender.
What if I say
Dick and balls on the table, right
exactly.
there.
It doesn't matter if you don't believe me.
No, it doesn't matter because biologically.
What gender do you think I am?
I would assume you're female.
Yeah, see, you're making assumptions.
Yes.
I identify as non-binary.
I don't, respectfully, it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Now, let me ask you this. What would you say if I
It matters what pronouns you use for me. It matters how I'm socialized in society. It matters my gender expression. It matters the way that I'm allowed to express myself. It matters what bathroom I use. It matters who I'm allowed to live with. It affects every aspect of my life. So you saying...
What pronoun should I use?
You should use they, them pronoun.
So that's a you problem.
Yeah, it's a her. Yeah, I identify.
It being different from everybody else, my fucking problem.
Here's the deal. Can you get pregnant? If you can get pregnant, you're a female.
Can you impregnate someone?
Listen, okay. I kind of agree with one thing she said. Sexuality is on a spectrum.
Yes.
Not gender.
Yes.
In other words, you can be very, very heterosexual, or you can be very, very homosexual, or you can kind of float back and forth where, you know what? Yeah, I could suck a dick. I could lick a puss, something like that. So it's like it's either or. It's okay. It's not a big deal. So sexuality is on a spectrum. I get that part of it.
Sure.
Gender is not. I mean, you could take I can't do it. You could take her and say that, she's non-binary. Okay. Then now listen, if I was somewhere with her, I would respect her enough to say, I can't do it. It's just not normal. It's not normal to call her they, them. I would have to keep calling her Madison. Madison, do you want something? That Madison, do you? Hey, Madison, speaking about her, Madison, speaking about Madison. It's hard to do. It's very, very hard to do.
Well, to me, John, this is like, let's say whoever is doing like let's say the president is going to address a crowd, and he says, "My fellow Americans," and you got one fucking Canadian in the back that goes, "I'm a Canadian." Okay,
Get
my
out!
fellow Americans and Canadians.
Yeah, we got to.
I mean, come on, you don't change the whole fucking thing because one person, wants to be identified or stand out in the crowd and be identified.
All right, Kenny's he's redeeming himself in the chat. They them applies to multiple people, not a singular individual. Yes, Kenny, I agree. And here's the thing. He says he thought that he wouldn't be attacked here. You know what? No, we attack everybody. And number two, the thing is, you can express yourself here. We will never ban you in the
won't
chat.
ban you or mute you unless you're like trying to spam shit.
Right.
Like, come to my website, get more clicks.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, any kind of spam. But if you're in here to have a discussion or whatever, we'll never ban you. We won't do that. We will let you. We don't have a ban hammer here, and we also don't have a pussy hammer. All right, there's no hammers here. Everybody's allowed to speak and be spoken to and made fun of. That's what happens here. All right. I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't mean to jump off the train.
That was a very long clip, but I mean, we got through the basics, and I did like the point that Crowder brought up. I never really thought of it that we're taught that humans have 10 fingers, 10 toes. We don't necessarily teach it. Some have 11, some have 12, some have 3 nipples. Yeah. It's just not a necessary part. You could mention that in passing, but I don't think there needs to be 2 weeks spent on the ones who have 3 nipples.
Exactly. In other words, we don't have time. There's normal and abnormal. Normal is 10 toes, 10 fingers. If you got 11, you're abnormal.
I get that, but I even feel, even though I don't mind being blunt, I even think saying that somebody who's abnormal is a little, I don't know,
abnormal,
chastising in a way.
No, it's just a term. In other words, normal people, most people.
If you called me abnormal because of my diet, I might, I don't care. But
you are abnormal. You are abnormal because of your diet.
Some people might say, well, that's a little harsh to say that particular term. You can say that I'm peculiar, different, whatever.
Okay. It's abnormal. You don't like the word. You don't like the word because it gives you a certain feel, but it is abnormal. Somebody that doesn't put anything on their food
outside of the norm. Yes,
it's outside the norm. That's all it means.
Okay.
I again, people get all I can't even speak today. People get all twisted over a word. It's just a word. It has a meaning. Normal. Most people. Bell curve. Let's think of a bell curve. Everybody that's kind of in that bell curve there at the high part, normal. People down at the bottom, the outliers, abnormal. That's all. It's not a big deal. It's normal for a man and a woman to be attracted to each other and procreate and have children. That's normal. A man being attracted to another man is abnormal.
No, it's not.
It is abnormal.
I wouldn't say, with the numbers that are out there now, I wouldn't call it abnormal.
I'm not saying it is abnormal. Men and women.
I think it's just an alternative.
Hold on. If you've got 2 lions, you got 2 lions. You never see 2 male lions just hanging out. I mean, male lions they're there to procreate. That's what it's there for.
I'm sure there's some article, some study that's been done about homosexuality within other non-human species.
Again, abnormal. It's not the norm. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying if you're a guy, and trust me, I believe 100% that homosexuality is something that you're born with. It's not something you can learn. It's not something you're taught. It's something that you can't just be a homosexual. You can't just be a homosexual. Not everybody can be a homosexual.
I've known guys that lived the straight life and they got their heart crushed and they were like, and they quote unquote turned gay.
What? Okay. Yeah. Listen, I've had my heart broken. I mean, destroyed a couple of times, 3-4 times. I never said, oh, you know what? I think I want to go suck a dick. Never in the history of ever.
I'm going to get me a boyfriend and get some things done.
I think what happened was the guy that was an excuse. I had my heart broken. So now I'm gay. Now I'm gay. It's fine. But and I'm saying no, I'm not. Let me finish what I'm saying here. It's not the point that gay people, they're just abnormal. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's just out of the norm. That's all. It's the word everybody gets all crazy about.
But to them, it is the norm, John. So that's why I say
I understand they believe it's normal. I get it. I get it.
Well,
it's just not.
So when you say abnormal, or when you use the term abnormal to describe their preference, I think it's a little derogatory.
Okay, that's you're allowed to do it. It's still abnormal. It's still not. It's not normal. That's all.
Okay.
You have normal and abnormal. That's all. And if you don't like the word, if the word makes you feel icky, let's go with icky, then you don't have to use it. But it doesn't mean it's not true. It doesn't mean you treat people that are homosexuals any different than you would treat someone that are heterosexuals. So, I don't know. Why? Duchess is like, nice knowing you. Why? Because I said homosexuality is abnormal? It is. It is abnormal. I can't help it. It's not my fault. But normal people, it's man and a woman, and we're here to procreate. If it wasn't normal, none of us would be here. We'd all the humans would be extinct. That's all. I don't see why this is so hard. Oh,
I think you need a palate cleanser.
Whatever. You can't handle the truth.
Ladders. They are so racist. Here, let me prove it to you. Look. The white guy always doing it the right way, and the black guy always doing it wrong. Doesn't matter what ladder you look at.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That is so. White guy's holding the ladder, putting it the right. Black guy falling off the ladder. This is too funny.
Yeah, and it says underneath the black guy says failure to read and follow instructions. This ladder may result
in injuries or death.
Injuries or death. Or
that is too funny.
Or rolling a hell of a blunt. I thought that was funny. So,
it's funny. You know what's cracks me up is there's like glad to be here on the final day of the show. You think this show's going away? It's not going away. We can't be canceled. What are you going to do? Stop listening? We don't care. Stop listening. Bye. Bye, bitch. I don't care. You know what? They'll come back and listen just because they hate us. We'll get more haters to listen than people that are fans. That's the problem is, I don't care if you listen or not, right? We'll find our people. It's not you. It's fine. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bob.
Wow. What have you gotten me into here? So, listening to your other show, I got an idea. Now we have Siri,
yes,
Alexa, and I don't know whatever the name of the Google assistant's called. Googie. I don't.
It's just Google. Google didn't even make a name. They don't care.
What do they have in common, John?
Well, I think you're going for they're all women, but you can change.
No, they're all too Anglo-Saxon.
Oh, okay.
Not enough soul, man. So I'm officially announcing the Delvin theme. Now it's going to take me a few months to comb through all of his podcasts and podcast appearances and ISO every word that he's ever said, but I think it's a great exit strategy. And I'm currently waiting to hear back from Black Lives Matter to see if they'll help fund this project. Now, what I got here is a sample of what this will do. So you go, hey, Delvin.
What up, brother?
See?
I think I like that.
So you go, can you eat preparation H?
I've never thought about that.
Or, let's see. How about
I didn't really give you an answer though.
Well, it's what did Chris Rock say about, they love to not know?
Hey, that's not right. Now that's racist. Well, racism. Because Delvin's a good guy.
He is a good guy. I'm not saying it was just, sometimes that's the only good answer to your question.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where was I? Hey, Delvin.
What up, brother?
Have you ever experienced racism?
I did experience it a lot in GTA 5.
Oh, okay. So in Grand Theft Auto 5. Well, that's cool. What do you think about John losing some weight?
I feel like if John loses weight, he's gonna look impressive.
Hey,
he's right.
Okay, hold on. Damn, fuck it closed. Hold on. Hey, stop. It's just like my phone. See, it's already working just like the phone. Hey, Delvin.
What up, brother?
How do you feel about Taco Bell farts?
I don't know. I'm not trusting it.
All righty.
It's like, again, he's correct.
Have you ever thought about suicide?
I think everybody has.
Well, who killed Kurt Cobain?
Courtney Love.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, some say that he killed himself. Now, why would he kill himself?
If I was dating her, I'd kill myself too. She looked rough.
Ooh, see now.
Yeah, I like this.
Now, how would do you have any advice for writing a suicide note?
What you do is, instead of like apologize for shit, you cuss people out. You tell every son of a bitch who you hate them. That's the perfect suicide note. You're a piece of shit. You're the reason why I'm doing this.
There you go. I like this.
So now, what would you do if you were Johnny Depp?
At some point, she getting fucked up. She is gonna be calling the police, and I'm going to jail.
See, what do you think?
I like it. I like this a lot. I don't know how Delvin's going to like it, but I like it.
Well, you can also ask other things like, damn it, fucking closed again. Hey, Delvin.
What up, brother?
I got fucking lost. I lost it. I'm an idiot. I'm gonna edit this out.
See, when you come to the live show, you get to see all this shit that when Bob fucks up.
Yeah, I know. So, I got stabbed with a key. Should I go to the emergency room?
What kind of key was it? Was it a car key?
Actually, yes, it was a car key.
Oh, fuck. That had to hurt. Them motherfuckers hurt.
See? It gives you all the information you really need. So,
you know, I wonder if we could take my voice and all my expressions and put it in a like speaker thing like that, and we could call it a Jamingo, and it would tell you, it would love not to know shit, or it would get stuff wrong.
or we could do the Eric Zane version. So
I would like, you know who would be the guy to do that would be Mike. He's got like a billion, and I'm not even, well, I mean, he's got a lot of Eric Zane drops, and they are amazing. So if he was here, definitely he could do one.
It could be hey John, donut, fat.
Right. Oh, for Christ's sake.
Oh!
Right. It could be
these fucking brainwashed assholes.
No, that's not the one I got. Hang on, where is it? All right, we're live. Shut the fuck up, will you? Let's see, we have that. I don't have, you know what? I don't have a soundboard of me. I guess I could have one.
Hey, Joe Biden.
I am a soundbite.
Oh, frog money Gordon, he did ride Crambo.
Sounds just like Biden, doesn't it?
Pretty much.
Gordon, he did ride.
All right. Here's him doing his gaff of the week.
We're going to seize their yachts, their luxury homes, and other ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. Kleptocracy. Guys who do kleptocracies.
I fucked up again.
All right.
So I could not bring myself to watch the what they have, the press goes in and roasts Biden, which you knew was going to be just an ass kissing contest.
Gridiron
I can't remember what it's called.
Gridiron dinner or something like that.
No, I'm sure the people in the chat will know what
They
it's
had
called.
Trevor Noah in it.
Yeah,
what it was.
Trevor Noah, no jokes, basically.
I don't know. He made one. He said, "Hey, under Biden, things are looking up. Gas prices are up.
Mortgages are up. Yeah,
Rent
crimes
prices
up.
are up. Housing, yeah,
crimes up.
that was
Everything's up.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, but it's still kind of mellow. And he's just sitting over there laughing like, I'm going to kill this.
Rambo.
Yeah, I might, I guess I'm going to have to sit down and try to listen to this and digest it. I really just think it was just an ass-kissing contest. I thought Trump should have went and basically, when he was president, I think he should have went to one of these dinners and let them people but he couldn't handle. But it would have been nice if he could sit there, take it, and just get up and just eviscerate them. You know what? Fuck yous all. Do something better if you can. You can't. I think that would be good. Uncle Pesos. That's the guy. That's Uncle Pesos. Yeah.
Pecos.
Get
another guitar string there.
Get that kitty out of here. Get guitar string. All right. Have we done it all? Have we said it all?
I got more shit, but
Holy mackerel. Jesus Christ.
All right.
Hour 30. I think we'll save this for next.
We have a 200 megabyte limit on our our file size for the show. So and that's MP3.
Right.
Let's see.
I'm very multifaceted. I can do an impression of Trump quoting me.
Got a quick clip of what did they call this? It was the I forget what they called this little group. It was the Democratic National Committee or something. I forget what the fuck they called this.
Is it a video?
It was these assholes who all went.
Oh, they all went to Kiev. Kiev, whatever. Nancy Pelosi and you know what? If Russia could have done us all a favor and dropped a bomb right in the middle of that fucking place, it would have done the whole world a favor.
John Crow or whatever the hell his name was. Yep, here's some. Boy, looks like hell on earth, doesn't it? Boy, just terrible. Yeah, all of your money's being laundered just as you ordered. Look at Schiff. He's got such a hard on. He can't wait. I can't wait to touch this man's hand.
Hi, I'm Adam Schiff. I'd rather just jerk you off. Oh, please drop your pants.
Suck your. Ooh. I'd like to tongue punch your fart box.
Yeah. Eric Schiff.
And this guy who allegedly has been on the front lines with his troops just fighting. Boy, doesn't he look well clean cut and whatnot? And
yeah. Well, he's an actor, dude. He's got to keep up these appearances.
Here's why they went.
We believe that we are visiting you to say thank you for your fight for freedom.
Thank you for your fight for freedom. And can you please pass the adrenochrome?
Yeah, she needs it. All right. Well, we're being told that we have to get off here because Eric's going live in his Patreon, and we're going to lose most of our audience anyhow.
All right. Well, go ahead and do your tune in next time for.
Yeah, we'll be back here Wednesday night, 9:00. You can stay here for the whole time because we don't have to worry about Eric going to do his live Patreon. And you can check us out. We're on Twitter and Facebook and TuneIn and Grindr and all the socials. You can go to allmylinks.com/boomerbunker.
Yeah, boomerbunker.com. I'll get this one out as soon as I can. Hopefully today. We'll see. I do have some things on the honeydew list that I got to take care of. I would like to. I'm grateful for everybody in the comments here watching us live. This has been great. Very active bunch today. A lot of good comments, a lot of bad ones. But I'm gonna leave the audio listener with this.
Shit, piss, fuck, cock, pee pee, wiener, butthole, wee wee, suck, fart, fairy, hairy, poopy, scooby, pee pee, poopy, doopy.
Okay. All right. And Wednesday night, we'll do one for vagina.
Ah, sweet.
All right, everybody. We'll talk to you Wednesday night, 9:00 Eastern, wherever it is in your time. Bye, everyone.
About me there.